On this week's episode of Project Sullivan, we're going to do day 2 of this 2-day race. I hope you guys enjoyed Gogo getting to race around the track on the last week's episode. So this week we're going to finish off the 2-day race and see where Uncle Scotty places. Here we are, day 2 at the race for Uncle Scotch. And I'm here. By the way, yesterday we brought the El Suburbano and Uncle Scott's side-by-side, which I'm going to unload today. So let's see how this goes. Let's go on an adventure. Day at the races is no slouch.
We're just running a stock fuel pump on this car because the carburetor is only good for about 6 pounds anyways.
Now when you're doing that, you want to try to get gasoline everywhere. Now just put in your gas plug. See, Gogo wants one of those wrist savers deluxe. Okay, so what are you doing here?
I put a little bit of silicone pretty much anywhere that there's going to be fluid. And this ain't gas, this is oil that might come out. So we're okay because this isn't made for gas, the silicone. And I like to use high temp on everything that I do because typically any kind of gears, oil, everything is high temperature.
You never know when it's going to get hot.
That's it, exactly.
Now, why aren't you just caking on the silicone?
Well, I don't put that much. I'd probably put too much, more than most people. But if you put too much, it gets into everything. Then it goes inside the motor, and
you don't need that much. A little bit goes a long way.
Right.
Now, why are you wiping the inside of it there?
That way it doesn't get inside the oil and clog up a filter, clog up the oil strainer in the pan. And I put silicone on both sides of the gasket. And as you can see, last time I did it, the gasket fell right off. It worked. I didn't even have to scrape it. I just used brake cleaner and wiped it down. So a lot of times it makes for easier cleanup too. I'm thinking that our float is still too low. So I have a buddy bringing me another carburetor that he scored off a guy in Arizona. And we might try it. We're gonna try this for the heat, probably ours. If we have to, we'll put his on for the main event. Everybody has different ways of doing stuff. When it comes to this, they might say, oh, you're wrong, or this or that, but this, every time I do it, I've never had a leak. It's always been tried and true. So I just keep doing it the same way I've always done it.
Just because it's not someone else's way doesn't mean it's the wrong way.
Right. So here's tricky because we got to push up the cam rod that for the fuel pump rod. Usually what we'll do is we'll push it up and put a little bit of grease, push it up, and it sticks it in there. But if we're good and we're fast enough, we can push it up
and wait for the slow return to come back.
Yeah.
It's the Warp Speed Deluxe model.
Give me a flathead screwdriver. Oh, there's one right there. I might be able to hold the tip of it up. I think I might have got it there already.
The Wrist Saver Deluxe 9000.
Now we'll get a wrench. I should probably get a double check the tightness of everything.
Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure to leave all your fuel on the ground.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we doing now, Scotch?
I'm putting on, so in this class, the rules say you have to run an alternator. So we're putting our alternator back on.
Oh, should I cut this part out?
No. But the rules don't say the alternator has to be working. It just says you have to have one. So we don't have a belt hooked up to it. It's just there for looks.
And even if it had to have a belt, you'd put it around the frame?
Sure.
That seems tight enough.
Always double check it.
What do we got there, Scotch?
This is a brand new GM HEI distributor. This is the distributor, the Chevy distributor this is the racing one that comes on the 602 and the 604 crate motors from GM. They make it specifically racing for just those two motors. Wasn't cheap, but it's definitely worth it.
Okay, so the rotor was pointed at the firewall here. You see the arrow? Rotor. And then the wires were pointed right here where this arrow is.
Give me that paper towel. Well, the wires, I know where the wire goes.
Yeah, the wires for the distributor for the electronic pickup were coming out right here, and the rotor was pointed right here to get you kind of close.
Close enough to know where to start our...
Yeah.
Test.
Do you have a vacuum line for that vacuum advance?
No, he said don't plug it in.
Nope. One tooth over. Here, watch. Pull your hand back. If you see our mark here, we want the rotor to fall right into there.
This mark goes straight here. Perfect.
Yeah.
Spot.
Yeah. Let's see. And it's all the way down too. If I move this spark plug wire, you guys might be able to see that it's all the way down right there. Let's see, we're gonna try to use a screwdriver. Where's that other one? That one actually might be the same length. All right, this one's a little narrower. We're gonna try to use this to turn the oil pump because the oil pump moved a little on us. We need to move it back, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Let me get my flashlight. If you look down in there, you might be able to see that we got to turn that just a hair back. Hopefully this works. Nailed it!
It's not down.
Oh, it's not down.
Wait, don't put your pressure on it.
I was just gonna spin it. Man, you're... Damn it.
Still not down.
Why does it want to keep moving?
A few moments later.
That's where it's at. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, we can adjust it from the distributor from there. Hopefully. Okay, let me get down.
He told me at 1,000 RPMs, if it hits 12, leave it there.
You put your right foot in and you shake it all about. Hold on. Let me get the folding pry bar. White goes to ground, which is black. Put your right foot in, you put your right foot out.
And then the white and green goes to the brown.
White and green goes to C minus, which is, yeah, the brown.
What do you connect in the rev limiter?
Yeah.
The white and green goes to his report card, C minus. I got a B plus and screwing off. You know, because I was always half-assed about everything back then.
Scott Sullivan, row number 1, El Paso and Tier C on the front row. Caution lights going out 8 times around. Final heat for the Pure Stocks. Passing points on the line in all divisions tonight. Alvarado and Sullivan. So Diego Alvarado got on the gas a little bit too early there in that 8811 car. He's going to be penalized 1 row. That'll crisscross the drivers in front of him. 20 of Sullivan, 02 of Skillen now on the opening row as we'll get set to trot again. 8 times around, Nissan of Las Cruces green flag set to fly as soon as they get to that bright orange cone at the bottom of turn number 4. Front row will fire together right up there. Green flag out to the door. And finally, race for the Pure Stocks. SH Automotive Pure Stocks, final heat of the night. It'll be Scott Sullivan in 20. Jumping into the race lead to the outside of the front row, Diego Alvarado.
flat tire. We also think the carburetor's giving us some issues. Let me show you the tire. Holy flat tire, Batman. All right, let's see how we're fixing a tire in the pits. Right now he's breaking the bead. Not this red one.
That's only for a tire machine.
Gotcha. Well, it looks bent anyway. We'll catch back up with him. We got to start on a carburetor. Just store that in a convenient spot. Come with me as our magic trip continues. It's always best to do a carburetor swap between races. Let me use this fully adjustable hammer. It's best to get fuel everywhere. Might work better if I had the right wrench. You want to drop everything and lose it forever. My big meat sausages don't fit in here, boy.
It's just plugged for vacuum with silicone.
Gotcha. Where's the other nut, the original nut? And the washer. We're missing a nut and a washer. Oh. I lost it. That makes sense. I can totally get behind that.
dead flat tire. Oh, he's going to roll to a halt on the front stretch. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. One more time for the V52. Or something that is laying on the racetrack there in turn number 1. Coming at him, here we go. Green flag back out with 6 to go. More time. Ray Abbott's 37 went around in turn 4. He went around again on the front stretch. Michael Hartman, Chevy Dubois going to spin. He's going to need to get back on the gas if he comes to a stop. 3 to go. Back to the green here with 3 to go. fight coming out together. It's a one-lap race to determine the winner. Lots of stuff on the line here with 1 lap to go. Crash coming to the checkered. The 8811 is going to make his way into Rio Grande Waste Services victory lane.
Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Project Sullivan. I'm Gilbert.
And I'm Gogo.
Tune in next week.
Project Sullivan.